Yeah, we in here. Friday. Happy Friday.
It's Friday.
It is Friday, people. What's going on?
Gotta get down on that.
Happy Friday. What's going on, Brittany? Happy anniversary to you and Jake. It is Friday.
Oh, yeah.
What's going on, ICO Live, folks?
How's it going?
Tubers.
Mm-hmm.
What's going, Antonio?
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Oh, yeah. No problem for the free
For the
Bitcoin.
book, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
For people just joining us on YouTube and on Facebook, we are going to be transitioning over to ICO Live full time soon, so make sure you download that app, people.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
All my ICO Live folks logging in. What's going on? What's up? Happy Friday, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of The Gentleman of Crypto. I'm King.
I'm Bitcoin Zay.
And we are here to talk about all the craziness and nonsense that's going on in the market. No, we'll still have it, but we're just going to be bouncing around a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
We'll talk more about it soon.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's been a great week so far for crypto. Going back up. Crypto's back on the up and up as always.
Oh, yeah.
But every time it goes up, you know what happens. They try to bring us right back down.
Yeah.
They try so hard.
Media is tough.
Media is tough.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
So what we have today? First of all, let's talk about. We gotta go talk about countries again. What's going on?
All right. Well, first of all, I'm sure some of you have heard. Hey, what's going on, Bitcoin
I'm
Harvey?
in my crib right now. Don't worry about what's going on in the background.
I'm sure some of you have heard South Korea. It was a big, flash scare yesterday that they banned ICOs. It's one of those things, like I said before, then people have weak hands. Stuff comes out in the media and they instantly sell. When the news came out, the price dropped, I think, $150. Just like that, I think, and then it recovered in the next 4 hours. So it's one of those things where people kind of were like, oh, they're getting rid of ICOs. What should I do now? And it didn't really mean anything because they weren't using them anyway. They didn't. Yeah, it didn't.
Yep, everybody's laughing about that. Korea didn't affect the price. Like, you guys, and Korea was doing so good. We just talked about them. You're a sanctuary city.
Mm-hmm.
As my coach used to say when he gave me a compliment I messed up, he would say, damn it, I give you a slap on the ass and you crap in my hand.
Yeah.
So, South Korea, what's going on?
Yeah, I just think they're doing what other countries are doing. They come out with their news. They're trying to regulate it, get their cut. And then from that point forward, what they do is they say, oh yeah, it was banned, but now it's not because we regulate it, and then it's just the same game. But now, like we said before, people are getting immune to this news. I mean, it was a quick drop, but most people are starting to call it out. Like, yeah, who cares anymore? Forget your news. We don't care what you're banning. We're gonna do what we're gonna do. So that's a good sign, in my opinion.
And I mean, once again, it's just it's this concerted effort. We keep saying it. We're at war right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's a real war. And countries, governments, bankers, politicians, of course, most of them are choosing the side of the establishment, which is okay.
That's cool.
That's good to go. What's going on, Florence, May? Thanks for the like.
It happens.
Yeah, it happens. But it won't be long lived. And I mean, so once again, we can't even talk too much on this. I mean, it's the same thing. It's another country trying to ban something they can't control. They're trying to control the money, the flow of it.
Yeah.
For your safety and your protection, of course.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. This is a quick one.
Yeah,
and just go ahead.
What is it? Oh, UK. Yeah, in the UK, the government hasn't really touched it.
I've been seeing that. They've been like, we're gonna see what happens.
But the hands-off people are actually probably gonna benefit more because they just allow it to innovate. People will come up with ways to integrate it. And when the governments are hands-off right now, it seems like those are the countries that are adopting it at a better pace. Like Sweden, when they were doing it, and a few other countries, they were kind of like, we don't care. Like Switzerland, they were like, all right, whatever, do your thing. And now those countries are probably going to be pretty rich going forward because they have, mining operations, they have businesses started, and people are leaving to go to those countries now. So yeah, the UK is definitely a spot where if they're kind of hands off, you could see a big jump in a crypto community on that side. So yeah.
And Crypto Cute has made a great point. He's like, they tried to ban Uber. People remember the life cycles of new companies and everything. They try to ban Uber. They try to ban Airbnb. Every new tech. They try to ban the internet. They try to ban the internet. You know what I mean? So this is what countries. This is what the establishment does. They try to ban these things. They try to get rid of them. They can't control them.
They got rid of Uber. Come on, man.
You're right. Yeah. So and then it gets to the point where it's like, okay, we'll just keep working, finding workarounds from you. So that's all we're seeing. But with that, I saw a comment already. Somebody said. Even though South Korea is acting up today, Japan stepped up to the plate and they granted as a preface, not that it doesn't matter, but they granted licenses for 11 exchanges in this past 24, 48 hours. Oh, yeah. So big news coming out of Japan. You know, once again, we keep saying it. Once one country jacks up, another country will step up and take it anyway. So absolutely, that's all we're seeing. Mm-hmm. And I mean, and with that, I can't remember who said it was a commenter on one of the articles is talking about that Japan, granted licenses for 11 exchanges. Exchanges right now are the only weak point in cryptocurrency, or in the decentralized structure. Exchanges are on the weak point because you do have to bring in that fiat. You know, you have to take it out of banks, especially if you're talking about a lot of money, millions of dollars. Yeah. You have to take that money out. They're not going to let you just snatch all that money out the bank. Mm-hmm. So the regulations come. But right now, the exchanges are the only weak point. But here's the good thing, people. Once cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, all that proliferates even more and it gets further and advanced, there won't be a huge need for exchanges. No. Once it's to the point you can walk outside and you know thousands of people around you have Bitcoin. Actually, yesterday at the ICO Live party in Beverly Hills, they have a developer there. He's working on a new app and stuff, but it's to the point that you're literally be able to text other people. Text them money. Yeah, you can text them your Bitcoin or whatever. You text them all your cryptocurrency money, no matter what wallet it's in. Mm-hmm. So it's people working on this already. Mm-hmm. And once that's already established and more people start using it, it won't be a huge need for exchanges. It'll be how Telegram app is. I can see this in the future. There'll be apps like Telegram where literally it'll operate as an exchange because you won't need to trade fiat anymore. It'll be all digital. Mm-hmm.
And one of the first people to do it, Shapeshift. I'll say, because I tell people all the time is even if you're not a quote unquote trader, the good thing about Shapeshift is if you see a downtrend in Ethereum Classic or Litecoin or something and you think the price is going to go up, you can instantly transfer your Bitcoin to that altcoin, and then as the price goes up you can transfer it back to Bitcoin and you have more money. I've done that plenty of times and it's literally through an app. There is no trading interface or exchange, so to say. So that's kind of the first step to it being easier for you, and the good exchanges will stay, but the bad ones, they'll be gone, like some of the bad websites back in the day when the bubble came. USDT?
So yeah, we kind of covered Tether before.
Tether is
it's looking more and more janky every day. I'll just say that. I signed up for Tether literally probably probably 6 months ago at least. Yeah. When I signed up for Tether, it took them about 2 or 3 months to actually get me verified.
You got your blood sample.
Right.
Like when was your mom born? What's your social security number? Backwards, like, come on, man, what is all this?
Right. So Tether, they're supposed to be a dollar backed by 1-to-1, but that between them and their banking, I know their banking relationships have suffered. Tether just isn't looking that great. And somebody said, well, how do you go about starting and requirements? So on YouTube, that's like a loaded question, but on YouTube at Kirby Crypto, we have all the information there. Florence May, and basically all you got to do is just jump on exchange. It's a Bittrex exchange, a mini exchange. We tell people, beginners, to go on Coinbase first. So you can go to Coinbase.com. You sign up your bank account, and you can literally just take money out of your bank account, credit card, debit card, and put it straight into Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. You're in the game.
Yeah, easy way to start, but don't plan on staying on Coinbase. So yeah, that's a good way to start.
But so another big thing, talking about exchanges, talking about government regulations and all that. Salt lending tokens. Tell me about that.
Yeah, this is in my opinion top 5 inventions to come out in Bitcoin so far. Simply because the implications of what it can do has more to do with our economy than what banks are doing right now. Because if you know our current system, in order to get a loan, you usually have to have collateral such as a house, a car, business stuff, whatever. The thing is, salt lending is making it possible to use your Bitcoin and Ethereum assets as collateral. So what that means is credit scores will not matter. Who cares what your credit score is? The arbitrary rules that they use, some of the trickiness they use, like, oh yeah, you paid this off, but it's not gonna come off for 6 months. All of that garbage, that's about to be gone. And I think salt lending is taking that first step, because if you can, for instance, if you right now have enough money to buy, let's say 1 Bitcoin, in the future, we know, if the value goes up, let's say it goes up to 25,000, like some people are predicting. That is great collateral for a car, for start a business, start a home with no credit scores. Literally, you have your collateral of a Bitcoin. It's an escrow, and then if you lend it out or if you want to use it, then you can purchase things that way. So those of you who are saying, how can I buy real estate? How can I, purchase goods or whatnot, and going forward in the future, businesses, if you have a lot of Bitcoin, or if you're mining it or whatnot, you become essentially the bank. There is no need for it to be centralized amongst big banks. Smaller communities could use, people who have a lot of Bitcoin for loans, for, development. So it's a big project. It just hit Ether Delta today, or yesterday. Yeah.
So it's literally as simple as, if you know a guy, which in the coming years, everybody will know somebody, a guy, girl who has, say, hundreds of Bitcoins, or, a few Bitcoins, and you, like you said, Bitcoins, they say you need a loan. Mm-hmm. Banks say your credit's bad, you can't do this, you can't do that. It's called SALT lending.
SALT, yeah.
You can literally go to another person on the street who has a lot of Bitcoin, like you said, put everything in escrow, and they can give you a loan. Mm-hmm. And now you don't have to go through banks, you don't have to go through credit scores, you don't have to wait 2 weeks for somebody to email or call you back. You can literally have your money that day. So.
Oh yeah, and I've personally seen or heard, talking to people, the concerns they have with, okay, what can I really buy with Bitcoin? Now we do know that technically you can buy a house with it. Technically you can buy Lamborghini with it, whatever. But going forward, people, mainstream people are still like, okay, well, I still don't use it for certain things. But a lot of people apply for homes. A lot of people get car loans, and a lot of people who like us who pretty much, you know what I'm saying? Pretty much, you live off Bitcoin, you use it. You can use your Bitcoin to become basically financially viable in a system that didn't accept anything cryptocurrency before. So if you're like, oh, well, I can't afford, I'm not a credit investor, probably won't be able to get a home loan or something because of my credit. If you had student loans, you got hit hard like some of us did, and you're like, man, my credit is trash. You could change it all around with just having Bitcoin and Ethereum assets. So SALT lending, yep.
And then for the people who always are like, where can you spend it or how can you use it and stuff? Mm-hmm. Get off the sidelines. If you have Bitcoin or you're interested in Bitcoin, if you're interested in not having the government and banks control your money, when you start going to stores, we said it before, when you start going places, ask them if they accept it. And not tell them about it. Tell them how they can set it. Let them know that you have a form of value that is called Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies that you would like to give them that they can exchange for cash, and then redirect them to our videos and we'll teach them how to do it. But seriously, get off the sideline. If you're going places where you want to know where can I spend my Bitcoin, everywhere you go, just ask.
I asked last night at the bar.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, "What? Yo, you gonna send me what?" And I was like, "Never mind, man." But at the same time, I'm sure he'll at least look into it. He'll read about it.
I was just about to say that. All it takes is is to get in here. And for those who know about rappers, so last night, actually, for the ICO Live folks, I'm not sure if you all saw him. After the party was ending, Chief Keef was at. So Chief Keef is a young rapper from Chicago. But he was outside the hotel about to hop in, his whatever exotic car was and drive off. And I'm like, hey, Chief Keef, what's up, man? I talked to him. I was like, buy Bitcoin, brother. I was like, you won't need to rap and do nothing else anymore. You'll be good to go.
And his response,
he was out there.
Yeah, and his response, what the fuck is that? Which is hilarious because as long as people don't know what it is, it's still early. So the best part about when he was talking to him, he had no clue. Yeah, Chief Keef. Yeah,
bang bang. Yeah, Chief Keef.
Yeah, he had no clue, which is great because I just kind of sat there and was laughing because I was like, once he does figure it out, he could probably buy Chicago.
Right.
People don't realize that a lot of these rappers, some of these entertainers, investment wise, they've talked about ICOs. But we're talking about the actual implementation of Bitcoin into the economy. We're not talking about a crowd sale.
We're not talking about companies, organizations. We're talking about you being able to use it every day. Again, this is the value of it, people. The government can't do anything with your money.
Yeah.
The bank cannot do anything. They can't freeze it. They can't, they can't tell you how to spend it. They can't mess up your credit score.
Yeah.
For those who don't have a lot of money in their bank account, if you overdrafted or something, they're not going to take an additional $30 because you overdrafted.
Exactly. So broke, give us $30.
Right.
No sense. Yeah.
But so it was pretty funny last night. I actually tweeted him today. I was just like, just remember, or I tweeted him last night. I was like, just remember you heard it from. But seriously, here's the value. Like I said, when he told the bartender, same thing's going to happen. These, people with money are stupid. It's going to be something where they either see it again, hear about it, or just ask, and they're going to be like, wait, some dude at like 12:30 on a random night came up on me talking about buy some Bitcoin and walk off. So.
Yeah. I've done that to a few people. Just say it, and they're like, what are you even talking? Like, it sounds like a different language, but as soon as people discover it, start using it, most people are fans. No, pretty much everybody's fans that I've known that uses it. Haven't had anybody use it for a year or more and say they don't like it. So
that is true. I have never seen anybody use it and say they don't like it.
I tell people, come see me in a year after you start using it. zero people have complained. Every single person has made profit, and a lot of people discovered a lot about them, about the economy, about themselves.
You just look at money different.
You just look at everything different.
When you control your own money, you're definitely gonna start looking at it different.
Yeah, I think we all are. Everybody's trying to get their friends on Bitcoin so they can be rich with me. Like I've said before, most of the people that are around me, you got 10 years to complain about stuff and say stuff before I won't hear it anymore, because we can talk about Bitcoin forever.
There we go, Jake. Jake E was talking about how he's been helping, been telling everybody and affecting their lives.
Yeah, freelancing. Yeah.
So what's going on with Fidelity? We got to talk about this. It's time to talk about the establishments. Every day in the news, it's always an established bank, person, politician, somebody trying to tear us down. So what's going on with Fidelity?
Oh yeah. So Fidelity, the investment company that they hold over $2 trillion in assets.
$2 trillion.
$2 trillion. They actually allowed Bitcoin investment a couple months back. And what's happening now is they've admitted that they are actually mining cryptocurrencies.
What?
Or mining Bitcoin, so to say. And my biggest thing is they said they only mine 200,000 Satoshis.
How much is 200,000 Satoshi?
Just off the top, I think 0.02 Bitcoin.
All right, so 0.02 to
But at the same time, they're lying. There's no way. There's no way you have $2 trillion and you only mine 0.02 Bitcoin so far. Like, get out of here.
So USD, what's today was 0.02, $20 maybe.
Yeah, it's like $25.
Yeah, so basically a $2 trillion company said they started mining Bitcoin. Until today, they've only mined $25 worth of it. Once again, people, this is how bigger companies, especially with PR firms behind them, kind of mess you up in their verbiage, and they say 200,000 Satoshi. Because to the average person hearing that, they don't know what Satoshi is. All they hear is 200,000, something crazy. They're thinking it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
That is what they're saying to throw you off. If they're a $2 trillion company and they are mining, I mean, they probably have at least 1 million up under them right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Straight
they're lying. I mean, people are saying, why would they do 0.002? Sorry,
yeah.
So even less than that, which is even more of a lie. Like they mine $2.50 worth of Bitcoin. Get out of here, man.
Right.
But in my opinion, they have to put that out to make it seem like, oh, we're just getting started. This is something, we're looking at in the future. I'm sure they've already tested it, did the beta version, and are up and running. But you won't see the effects until they're secure in their profits. So they can come out with a news story like, yeah, we were doing it 6 months ago, blah, blah, blah. And now we're at, this pace. So Fidelity's CEO, Abigail Johnson, she admitted that they were doing it. But there are some people who they're just doing it in the background of people's websites. Who cares? Like, I'm mining on your computer. Who cares? So
that's the new thing that's popping up. Everybody's just hijacking computers. Listen, Internet of Things, it is real. The Internet of Things is when everything everything will be connected to the internet. And once it is, it better be secure. Or yes, there will be people just using your computer processing power to mine Bitcoins, altcoins, or whatever else they're doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So with Fidelity now, we have a new one, people. Dinosaur of the day today.
Oh yeah.
Dino of the day is a fake Satoshi. Tell me about fake Satoshi.
Got a new steak story. Yeah, the guy Craig Wright got it Craig wrong. I don't know what he was talking about. He's not Satoshi. He's never been. They've proved it over and over. Craig Wright, he's like a running joke, but he's voiced his opinion on Bitcoin. In my opinion, he said it because he supports Bitcoin Cash.
Yeah, he's part of establishment.
Yeah, Bitcoin Cash is like the little cousin nobody likes, but at the same time they got some support, so they're going with it. And he's saying there's really no reason to hold Bitcoin, which is confusing because I'm sure that's exactly what he was doing before Bitcoin Cash came about.
Well, I was going to say that. So he said Bitcoin is valuable as money, cash, as a pure settlement system. It is clumsy and inefficient. He said, I worked for the All Stock Exchange in the 90s. Our systems exceeded Bitcoin for pure settlements. For one, look, nobody's talking about the 90s, all right? Yeah. I think in the 90s, your phone was still connected to a cord, old man. Like, get with it, all right? And, I mean, like you said, he's with Bitcoin Cash, but here's my thing. Seriously, on a serious note, you guys know I joke, but on a serious note, I don't understand what the anger toward this is still. We always talk about this, like, why are people so against it? Why are they so angry? If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. You know,
short it or support it.
That's what we say. Irish.
And yes, Nick Szabo and Hal Finney. In my opinion, if I had to choose a Satoshi, it would be Nick Szabo. Simply because he was writing about smart contracts in '98, and he was talking about cryptocurrency before that, like in '95. And when Hal Finney was the first to receive the first payment, and it's kind of hard to receive the first payment, be the first person to be in Bitcoin without kind of knowing who Satoshi is. So yeah, Nick Szabo is probably top of my list if I had to choose, and Hal Finney would be right up there with him. So, and I don't think Satoshi is a company. Some of the emails, if you go back and read them, I don't know, mood-wise, it just doesn't seem like it was a company. However, I won't put it past it that it was influenced by somebody, or it could be, somebody else. But like the internet, who cares? Who invented it?
Well, and then as well, how you say it might be Nick Szabo or whatever. Mm-hmm. It's the same right now when you guys send us your public addresses. How many messages back and forth does it take for us to actually get the right public address, right? Mm-hmm. So imagine that, almost 10 years ago, him trying to send somebody else money out the blue with a brand new system. Come on, like you got to at least get on the phone or something.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You're not gonna just figure all that out by email unless it's gonna be a very long email strand. But once again, why does it matter? It's here, it works, and there's people adopting it. So, Craig, right? Hey man, just it's no reason to be negative, man. If you don't like it, you don't like it. But there's no reason to be negative.
Yeah, most people that don't like it, they don't just go away and not like it. They have to say something, which is hilarious because if it wasn't bothering you, you wouldn't say anything about it.
Right.
Obviously. So, yeah.
Like you said, Mercedes never say anything about Hondas and Toyotas.
Yeah. Because they're superior. They already know it. But if you're not, you have to constantly yell up and punch up. Bring back Mike Hearn. Yeah. Yep.
What's going on with Keith? You sent me something about Keith with the Bitcoin banks today.
Oh, yeah. Once again, dinosaur today. Another Stegosaurus Keith Norica. He's the comptroller for the Fed Reserve currency.
Oh, yeah, I'm really going to trust what this guy has to say, but go ahead.
Yeah, so he basically said he's not opposed to giving a national license to people for Bitcoin banks. So
you don't say.
Oh, yeah, so thanks for the permission. This is kind of one of those things that's like a slap in the face. Like, I am a grown man, and these are adults that they are talking to. They talk to us like children, like, oh, yeah, I mean, I'll let you do this.
We'll allow you to have a license to have money.
And it's like, what do you mean allow? If I want to do it, I'll do it. But yeah, he basically said he could see allowing Bitcoin banks to get national licenses in order to do regulations and things of that nature. And I keep telling people, the Fed, most of these banks, they can only do what they've always done. All they do is they take innovative ideas and they say, okay, how can we control it? But this is the first time I think in history they don't have a choice. They have to just, accept it. But for now, they're going to just come out and say stuff like that, like, oh yeah, we'll help you regulate it, and then all the innovative people are going to leave. They're going to say, okay, well, they're not regulating it like that in Japan, and that's where we're going. So,
and you have to remember, I mean, it's regulation and licenses and all that.
Yeah.
And this, I get the Winklevoss, the twins, they went ahead and went with it because they said, hey, to get mainstream adoption, to get the institutional money, we had to play ball a little bit. I get it, but also every time someone agrees and play by those rules, then we are giving up a piece of that decentralization process.
Yeah.
So, it's one of those things you have to make that decision. That decision might end up making you have to move to another country or redo your business model, but every time a bank or a regulator or whatever comes out, I mean, come on, the Fed, I don't know how they even have the name the Fed when, every other, like, we can't say we're the Fed of Bitcoin. It'll be illegal.
You can't even put the word federal.
Yeah, you can't put the word federal in businesses unless you're actually ran by the government. However, for those who don't know, the Fed, the federal bank, is not ran by the government. It's a private institution. Yeah. It is a private bank. So we have a private bank and government matters helping regulate a new form of value that they didn't want anything to do with all up to really last year. They didn't want anything to do with.
Yeah.
But now they're jumping in. So
yeah, that's how it goes.
I don't know. This on a positive note. Who is the winner of the free Bitcoin yesterday? You all know we give out this free Bitcoin daily.
Oh yeah, our winner was Brian Jackson.
Brian,
thanks for that comment. He was telling us about what he thinks if it gets denied. It'll be more of the same. It'll increase. It'll keep going after a slight dip. But if it's actually accepted, the Bitcoin ETF, if it's accepted, that we'll see growth like we've never seen before, which I tend to agree with because there's a lot of money on the sidelines. So, but yeah, Brian Jackson will be sending you that free Bitcoin. Let's see. Can I give the winner some of my favorite alts? Yeah, I mean, if they post it.
Yeah, post the address. I have to, and I'm not sure, I haven't looked at the picture yet, but Brian Jackson is the same one I know. This is Brian I deployed with. So I'm glad you're back home, and hey, get this free Bitcoin, get it going.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Is that, Brian, can't see your picture.
Brian. Yep.
Brian, is this the Brian I deployed with for a year? We used to work together in the military, folks. Great guy. But yeah, so congrats on that free Bitcoin. Today, what are we doing for the free Bitcoin?
for today. Who do you think is going to be the next dinosaur of the day? Because right now they're going from Morgan Stanley, J.P. Morgan. I mean, they're going.
Everybody want a piece.
So who do you think is going to come out and say something next? Head of the Fed, Janet Yellen, somebody who's over a bank. Trump, who do you think is going to be the next dinosaur?
Trump's coming
to say something bad about Bitcoin. Now, some people may say something good, but who do you think is going to come out against it? Put your public address, and we'll make sure you send you that free Bitcoin. Keep this conversation going. So,
and if you want something to do this Friday morning, will also be a fun project. Mm-hmm. Everybody tweet Chief Keef on Twitter. And tell everybody tweet Chief Keef and say @Kirby Crypto told you about Bitcoin last night.
Yeah, hundreds of people just telling about Bitcoin.
Everybody tell him he's gonna wake up. But listen, seriously, that's all you need is for one person of a new community. Even if it's rappers, rappers got money. They got cash too. They do shows. They get paid in cash. Bitcoin is beautiful for rappers, so go ahead and tweet him that, and let's see if some of these rappers will hop on board and actually get away from these bad ICOs and get on with the community in general. So
absolutely. Mm-hmm.
I think that's about it. We have anything else going on?
That's all for me this week.
It's been a long week, a lot going on. Mm-hmm. Like I said, we've been working a lot of stuff. We're gonna be pushing stuff out next week to everybody, so stay tuned. The handle is Kirby Crypto, KRBECRYPTO, and Chief Keef handle is, I don't know, let's go on Twitter and type CHIEFKEEF. I think that's how you spell Chief. I can't think right now. Is it IEF or EIF? It's IEF. I said it right the first time.
Just Google Bang Bang, and then
Google Bang Bang,
and then it should come up.
I'm not saying I had to listen to any of his music, all right? I'm just telling you to tell him to get on Bitcoin. So I want people to come back looking at me like, what did you just send me to?
Exactly. Oh, yeah.
All right. Hey, happy Friday. People have a great weekend. We're going to come back next week with a lot of great stuff. The movement is still going strong. Nothing's slowing down. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, @Kirby Crypto, and of course at IGO Live. We stream here all day. And that is at kingbless.com, KingBlessDotCom. And IGO Live, shout out to them. They are behind the crypto movement. Listen, people, I'm telling you, they are behind the cryptocurrency movement. So it's going to be a lot of good things happening from there.
Absolutely.
All right. Have a good one and happy Friday.
Oh, yeah. Have a good weekend. Stay out of jail.
Stay out of trouble, people. Tony Tone.